Thank you for joining us today for the virtual Sunday service with the Center for Creative Living. CCL, a charter of the Universal Church of the Master, has served and supported the spiritual needs of its community here in the Bay Area for over 20 years.
Good morning, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. It's only 2 minutes after 11 and you guys are all here on time. Yay! Yeah, let's give yourself an applause. Yay! I am so proud of you all. Thank you. First announcement is in the back we have a bunch of spiritual books. Some of them are not so spiritual. One of them, next to How to Find God, was a book called The Technology of Orgasm. So I don't, you know, there are amazing books back there. Yeah, so if you're expecting them all to be real spiritual, well, look a little bit further. You're going to be surprised. You can find God in anywhere. Yes, you can. And yeah, that's what God, oh God. And that's for donations, and on the right side and on the left are some books and tapes that were donated by the Billy DeFrank Center, and those are free, but they would like a donation too. If you happen to have some extra money in your pocket, we'd love to have that, so thank you so very much. Next week, I'm going to be talking about love. And yeah. And so we'd like you to come because we're giving away Valentines next week. That's the card type, not human, okay? No human Valentines are being exchanged. It's just going to be the card kind. But we're going to talk a lot about the different types of love. Most people think love is, and that's all. But there's ways you feel lovingly towards people, towards pets, towards energy, toward adventures, and we're going to talk about, and particularly spiritual love, agape. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different kinds of love. So wear something red because that's a kind of a Valentine Day color, you know, and then we'll just kind of look out on a sea of excitement when I'm standing up here. Yeah, like that, okay. And then the next week is Consciousness as a Way of Life with Reverend Joyce C. Brown. Yeah, if you haven't heard Joyce C., she is an incredible talker, and she's going to be here about consciousness as a way of life, and she's going to be honoring the whole month of celebrating African American, Black History Month. She's going to be talking about that a bit too. So, as she usually does, she'll probably be telling us some stories about her father and growing up in Mississippi. Yeah, very interesting speaker. Okay, now we have and then Sherry, yeah. And she's on the back page in that 7 Cardinal Rules in Life, or How to Achieve Happiness Without Really Trying, with Sherry O'Sullivan. Thank you, Sherry. We're so excited to have you as a speaker. Don't forget, if you have something you would like to talk about, please sign up, because we're all the way into March and April now. So we'd love to hear from people that have a story or have a topic that they feel they would like to share. This is a good place, and if you've never talked before in public, this is a great place to do it. A great place to have that first time right here, because we have never heard anybody that spoke for us. We've always just given them a lot of love and attention. So if you feel like you need love and attention in your life, get a talk going. We'd love to have it. And see Corky. Corky's going to be our speaker today. Yeah, and Corky is one of those speakers that she is always convinced she can't talk in front of people very well, and when she gets up and starts talking, it's amazing how gifted she truly is. How many of you are that way? You think, I can't do that, and then you get up and you start talking, and afterwards when you sit down, you go, what did I say? They seem to like it, but I don't remember a word I said. So, Yeah, so, or, yeah, they're just being nice, I know.
And that's fine, yeah.
Well, we're going to start out. Anybody else have any announcements before? Yes, Chris, what?
Oh, I should say, so Rebecca made cupcakes, muffins this morning with the bananas from Gabrielle.
Oh, wow. Yay, thank you, Rebecca.
No refined sugar, all just natural, I mean, for the egg, no eggs, like chia and, what was the other ingredient for the eggs? Yeah, fake eggs made out of hemp and chia. Really healthy.
Really healthy. Thank you so much, Rebecca. That is wonderful. If any of you feel that, motivated, that you would like to make something for Sunday, it's a calling? Is that what it is? We love it. It is so great. Thank you so much. But I'm sure you're going to have people wanting recipes too, Rebecca. So maybe you can talk about how you made them, okay? Any other announcements that anybody would like to share?
Tonight is UCM, Reverend Siobhan Nicolou is going to be speaking about love.
Okay, Siobhan. Power of Love, and that's on our parent church's website, UCM, Universal Church of the Master, and Siobhan is a very good speaker. She has a book out. We went and heard her talk at East West Bookstore. She's a very, very good speaker, so that's great. Are you wringing your hand, Sean? Do you have something you wanted to say? Oh, that was interesting. I looked over there, and it was like he was pacing himself somehow. Oh, anybody else have one of those? You get stuck and you have to pull it and so it'll move again? Yeah. See, we all have things in common. You think I'm the only one that has a knuckle that gets stuck. No, you're not. You're just one of the knuckle stuckers. That's okay. Trigger finger. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'd like to ask our musicians to come on up. And I don't know, this camera does this camera move and take pictures of them, or does it still take pictures of me while they're playing?
One or the other.
Okay, not both. Okay, good. Well, then I know when I can wipe my nose, huh? Is when it shines on. Good. There, look at that. We went by on the way in this morning. There was a robot cleaning the driveway of one of the companies. It was about this high and white, and it was just going along and sweeping. It was kind of weird. You kind of went, da-da-da. Yeah, this is unique. Are you tuned? That's the beauty of being tone deaf. I never know when they're not tuned. I have to ask them. Okay. Oh, thank you. A little robot just appeared. Thank you so much. I'd like y'all to take a nice deep breath and close your eyes. Each one of you here is a living, breathing extension of all that is. You represent Creator's energy on this planet. And whether you call Creator Spirit, Mother, Father, God, all that is, each one of you are welcome here. If you're going through a difficult time in life and you're feeling depressed or angry or frustrated, know that this is a place you can lay your burdens down. And so each one of you, if there's something you came in with this morning, this is a time to just put it right next to you. if you want to think of a very nice basket, take that anger, frustration, guilt, sadness, and just put it in that little basket. And our Mother, Father, God will help you relieve yourself of it. And as children of God, we're going to get on a magic carpet. So with your eyes closed, visualize outside a magic carpet. And since we're doing this in spirit time and in a spiritual way, just see yourself climbing on that magic carpet. Some of you might visualize yourself looking like Aladdin, or some of you might just visualize yourself as you are. But as you get on this magic carpet, know it's going to take you to a place where there's no anger, no disease, and let you feel God's perfect love. So just settle down on your magic carpet. And as it slowly rises off the ground, you'll be surprised that you're not fearful at all. You're not scared. Because when you have God as your pilot, there's no fear. And as the magic carpet starts rising up, you become aware that you're above San Jose. You can see some of the swimming pools from here. You can see some of the tall buildings from here. And as you move up higher and higher, you realize you're on top of all of that. And it's like you're in a cloud. It's calm and peaceful all around you. And your magic carpet starts moving over the hills, through Los Gatos. This magic carpet's going to take Highway 17 with no traffic, all the way over to the ocean. And as you're traveling on the magic carpet, it's cool on your cheeks, but not cold. It's soft air. And you realize that sometimes you forget to appreciate where we live. We're not freezing. We're not drowning. We're just having a beautiful day in our paradise here in California. And as we fly past the forests on the hills, we can see the ocean and we can feel its energy. And as we descend towards the ocean, we go deeper and deeper into a state of prayer, thanking Spirit for beautiful weather, beautiful energy, loving people, but most of all, our spiritual connection to all that is. And when you get to the sand of the beach, the magic carpet slowly descends down, and you can feel the warmth of the sand. And right now, look out across the ocean and realize as you're sitting here on the sand, this is the same sand that's been around the world. This is the same sand that's been stepped on by millions of people. You are connecting with the spirit of all that have been connecting with the ocean. Feel their energy and feel their love. Feel how special it is to honor all that have gone before. And now as you look out over the ocean, visualize those in your life that have passed. It could be a brother or sister, or mother or father, a best friend or favorite animal friend. some of you even lost children. But as you sit here, looking out over the ocean, you can see their energy. And know that their energy has not dissipated and disappeared. Their energy is right there. Now take a deep breath and just breathe in. And then exhale. And with an awareness that you're breathing in part of the people who have you known of in the past, breathe in once more time. Just breathe in and exhale. We are all one, those of us on the planet and those of us in spirit. And I want to leave you sitting here thinking of all those who have gone before and appreciating your ability to be connected as we listen to the wonderful Reverend Dr. Janet Childs and Sean Imler as they serenade us.
Let the anger go. Let your tears flow. You have a right to the feelings in your heart. We can reach beyond this physical realm and know that we are always held in the loving arms, in the loving arms. Let your frustration fade away. Let the helplessness go. We never know what the world might bring, but this is what we know. Our ancestors are here. Each sweet moment we remember is held in the cup of our flowing tears. We can always be open to the river flowing of infinity. The love is free, the love is flowing, and when you are alone, when you're not feeling that river flow, call upon those you have known and let them comfort your heart. Let them be here for you. Our ancestors are here. They are so very near. All we have to do is call out and receive. Oh, the love is here. We deserve every drop, every memory. Let it fill your life and inform you. You are enough and you're shining your light. And it's blending with all that have gone before us and are inside of our hearts, ever bringing it home that we are forever. We are infinite.
so very much. Just hold this for a minute. We've been on a journey. We've gathered our ancestors. We've realized how wonderful we are as a part of the world and part of spirit. And take that with you today, wherever you go, and for the rest of your life. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, Sean. That was great. Well, I think it's time for us to welcome our speaker. And I've known our speaker for 40 years. I've been lucky to be in a relationship with her for most of that time. And one of the things about Reverend Corky Whitaker is she's the one you go to if you want something done. She's the one you talk to if you're sad. She's the one that'll cheer you up. She's always there for people who need her. She works at the Universal Church of the Master and she's a voice that calls people and tells them, I heard about your partner passing, or I heard about you losing your son or daughter, and I'm going to let you know that I'm here with you. She prays with people. She talks to people. She loves people. And she's one of those very wonderful people that never says, I don't know why they don't appreciate me. She just goes along and does these marvelous things. So often I hear people say, well, they don't like me because blah, blah. I've never heard Corky say they don't like me. One of the reasons is she really doesn't care. She's complete within herself. If you don't like her, that's your loss. Okay? She has been our liaison between me and our wonderful Ed. She knows what he's talking about. I don't. He talks about widgets as if they were real life things, and I don't understand it at all, you know. Somebody said, you know, my printer doesn't work, and my first reaction is just hit it on the side, like I used to do my typewriter, you know, and it doesn't work. Or flip a switch or turn on a light. Corky's the light in my life, and I'm so glad that she's here to talk to you, because she talks about life, she talks about love, and she talks about kindness. Please welcome Reverend Charlene Whitaker.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to... wait a minute, my belly button is about to be heard.
I would just like to say a big love and thank you and welcome from Corey Dot, who had to work today. She's the president of our UCM, Universal Church of the Master, and she has said to me countless times that she does not know what she would do without Corky.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It is an amazing...
Well, thank you. Here's your phone back. No,
Here's my phone.
yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And you've got, Rosalie's excited too, yeah.
Woohoo! Hi, everybody. How you doing? Okay, so my talk. I have all this stuff I wanted to say, and my linear brain was going, okay, so you make your little, you know, and then you very, very linear, and so I have it all written down here, and then my other brain, or non-brain, or whatever it is, you know, when I was trying to talk to myself about it, and it was like, well, I said, no, but that's supposed to be under, you know, because I have the wellness, and, you know, be well, be be alive, I did an acronym so that I remember. The next, it's walk, so it's the wellness, alive, and be in love, and be kind, right? So, and they all overlap. So trying to do it in a linear fashion was like, you can do it on paper, kind of, but when you go to think about, well, I want to say compassion, be compassionate for yourself and for others. Where does that fit? Wellness is like, okay, healthy. Well, so eat right, get your vitamins, get your walks in, drink plenty of water. But that might be part of being alive too. So just to let you know that this is going to be a ramble. Yeah, it's going to be a Corky talk. As Reverend Joyce C. Brown often says, well, I have my papers. But I want to talk to you about every one of those aspects, being well, being nice to yourself, and being nice to others. When I first started working, reading up on metaphysics and stuff, Stuart Wilde was one of the people that I really enjoyed studying. And he had an exercise in one of his books saying that for a year, what you do is everybody you come in contact with, just even if it's peripherally, like if you're sitting in traffic, look at the people, don't make them look at you back, but just, just like focus for this person here and say, bless you, bless you, bless you. And don't do it like somebody's sneezing. You do, bless you, bless you, bless you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. No, that's the sneeze one, isn't it? You, and you. And mean it and feel it in your heart. And let me tell you that you do it for a while, and you really do feel it in your heart. And it changed the way I think about interacting with people. And so it made me think that, once you realize that people don't really care about what you think, and they especially don't necessarily want to hear what you think. And so it's a kindness not to speak everything you think. And so I think, is that the kindest thing I can say? And if it's no, then it's like, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. Because I don't want to be unkind to people. I want to be a cheerleader. I want to help support you, in what you want to do. And if you ask for suggestions, I'll give you suggestions. But if you don't, then I probably won't. It's like Dottie's a psychic, and she gets paid for telling people what to do. I get paid for making suggestions when you ask me. So I'm a professional hypnotherapist, and I was an alcoholic, and I decided that hypnosis would help me because I read that it would, and so I started studying hypnosis, and it really did help because it helped me change my mind and how I think about things, and that I never really felt that people were after me, that were people being negative to me. How so many people go, well, they're not fair, they're not, all the people hate me. It's like, like Dottie says, I don't really care if people hate me or not, or if they like me. I enjoy it when they like me, but it's you have your own opinion, and I'm gonna. So that allows me to do what I want to do. I don't have to, have that value thing going on, which would be part of being alive and being in love. When you're in love with yourself, when you care for yourself, then you don't need to do a lot of the defensive things, like drinking, because that's kind of a defensive thing, because you're trying to get yourself away from what's going on. But anyway, and then of course living with Dottie helps because she's very forgiving, and that's one of those things that really, when you hang around with her, then you learn that's like, wow, I really screwed up, and yet she loves me. And when you have that kind of a model. So part of being alive and kind and wellness and, what was alive? In love and kindness. Well, I've got 3 of them down anyway. So that if she can do it with all the things that are going on, or, I mean, I don't know how your parents were, but my parents did the best job they could, and they loved me, and they wanted me to be safe, and they wanted me to do well, and they wanted, but yet my mom would say, like, well, that's stupid. Don't be stupid. And so when I was in my 50s, I said, please don't say I'm stupid. She goes, I'm not telling you you're stupid. That's just oh, that's stupid that you would even think that. Like, yeah. But my subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. You know, that it's just a saying. Well, there's so many of those kinds of things that happen in the world, is that, you know, it's like, oh, well, I was just kidding. You know, you say something negative to somebody, or that's not a nice thing. You know, I don't know. You know, you understand what people say, cutting, mean things all the time, and then they play it off like it was a joke. No, it isn't. If you're thinking it, you know, you wouldn't say it if you weren't thinking it. If you're thinking it, then you're, you know, it's in you. So, you know, if you find yourself thinking, I don't even know if my mom would even think it was a negative thing. You know, maybe she thought it was funny. I don't know, but it isn't funny unless you're telling people how wonderful they are, and being safe, and, you know, be that safety zone. I can remember when I was at HP, and I'd go off to do my thing, and I'd come back, and there'd be people sitting in my cubicle, and they said, "Well, it's just so kind here. It's just so, you know, soft and gentle, and the energy is so wonderful." It's, you know, when you're on vacation and stuff, we all kind of fight to see who gets to sit in your place. And so it was like, you know, our people would constantly stop in front of my desk and want to just kind of debrief, or, you know, just be gentle, have somebody say something nice to them. And so it's, so that's the bad side of it. But yet it's encouraging too to know that what you're trying to express, you know, you may have to work at it at first, but then it becomes second nature, and it really is. Every one of you can be a safety zone for the people around you and for yourself. You know, how often do we? I mean, is there anybody here that thinks negatively about themselves? Is there anybody here that doesn't? And where does that come from? You know, I'll be sitting at a stop sign, and all of a sudden it'll be something from my past will just, and I'll burst into tears or something because I feel so terrible about what I'm thinking. And it's just, and that's when you do what Reverend Janet says: be gentle with yourself, be kind. Just know that you are that safety zone for people. And as you continue to do it, as you practice, and as you fulfill that need for, you know, create, you know, fill up that vacuum, then you'll find that it becomes more natural for you. And then, you know, when you don't respond to people saying things to you that you don't like, then they get it, and, you know, they either go away or they change their wording. And you can train people, you can teach people how to be that safety zone. But I really encourage you, I mean, I challenge you, if it's hard for you to do, I'll help you. You know, but think. The first thing you do is this the kindest thing that I can say? Don't think before you talk. Or make that kind of a routine for yourself. And it really, really helps. And people might say, aren't you ever going to talk to me? I might. If I can think of something nice to say. No, even that's not really. Oh, well. It's a work in progress. But the more you practice it, and then you'll become efficient. So it's because I mean I've got a great sense of humor, so I know what's funny and what isn't. So if you say something to me that, oh, I was just kidding, it's like, nah, no, that wasn't funny. Anyway, so be nice. Just practice being nice. Okay, so being a cheerleader for people, I wanted to talk to you about that. Is it, the best way to become a cheerleader, the best way to have a cheering section, where people cheer you on, is to be a cheerleader. And I wanted to tell you the story about a client I had years ago, and she was young. I think she was just maybe in her early 20s, and she wanted to be a radio psychologist, like, was it Dr. Laura or somebody like that? And she knew that she had all the skills because her friends talked to her a lot, and they came to her for advice, and they always said that she gave them good advice, so she knew that she could do it. And I said, okay, well, have you ever been trained as a psychologist? She goes, no, I dropped out of high school. Have you done any kind of, so you want to be on the radio? Yeah, that's what I want to do. Well, have you taken any kind of classes or any kind of training in that? No. What kind of job do you have? I'm a stripper. I'm a pole dancer. Professional. But I know that I would do it, and I just know that it would be, she goes, like in the movie Working Girl, was it Working Girl, where the woman, Melanie Griffith, and she becomes the boss of the company. That's what she wanted to do. She says, I want to fly around all day making decisions and writing things in my calendar, and it's like, oh, okay. And my mind is going like, this is never going to work for you. But that's what she wanted. That was her heart's desire. But she didn't want to take any classes to do it. She just, because she knew she had this innate, this just natural ability. So I said, okay, how am I going to make this work for her? How am I going to be a cheerleader for her? Because I don't believe in her, but yet, I'm going to fake it till I make it, kind of thing. So I said, okay, there's a lot of skills that are required, time management and those kind of things to even organize your life so you can do these kind of things. I said, well, first of all, maybe you could take like a local radio station and do a midnight to 3 in the morning kind of show and have people ask you questions how to manage their life, and you can tell them what you think. Maybe that, and we'll get some training, or and it was like, oh, well, if you think I need training, it's like, well, you have to have something to put on your resume. Well, maybe I'll just meet somebody. I'll just go to the Starbucks and wait for somebody to find me. Okay. Well, meanwhile, you can acquire the skills that you need. Just making a shopping list and making it orderly and thinking about what it is you need to make something successfully. Go to the store and buy it. I mean, all these kind of skills set that kind of pattern in place so that you can be successful in your life. And so I started doing the hypnosis with that you have you're very successful in your daily life, and that you will find something that really resonates with you. And so then, meanwhile, as we had our sessions, and her boyfriend asked her to marry her, and so she kind of, she became a successful housewife. So yay, bravo, hey, okay, and then these are the things that you should probably go back to school and study psychology so that you have something to put on your resume. So, you can figure out some way to be a cheerleader for people and to help them. That was her dream. So make it so that you can make it a little bit realistic so that she can be successful. you know, and she got a better job, and you know, so she was working on it, and so every time something like that would happen, you know, some success would happen, then it'd be like, yeah, this okay, this and relate it back to, okay, this is what we've been working on, this is how, you know, this is building toward that goal. So it's and regardless of how unrealistic somebody's dream may seem to the cheerleader person, you can figure out something that will allow them to keep a dream, and that both of you can talk about being successful with it. So it's not always, not exactly, I don't know. So you can be that kind of person that's being a cheerleader. And so every one of you are cheerleaders. Every one of you have people that depend on you to help them, to help guide their way to something, to just to be happy. Now the last couple of years have been weird. So, you know, one of the things that you do to be alive is you know, like travel and meet people and but it's like, well, that hasn't really worked out so well. How are you going to meet new people at home? I guess over Zoom. You would meet new people over Zoom. It's a little bit different, but you know, one of the things is that we all want to be relevant. And so how do you do that? You learn new things. You learn to be on Zoom. Now we're all getting, you know, we're all in mature adult, well, we're all adults anyway. And so, so we can, it's harder. It's hard to be relevant, to learn new things, and to meet up with people that want to, yeah, to be on Zoom. And then once you know, like if you're talking to people, you want to talk about the things that you've done to be successful, and because it seems so hard to do something new and be successful at that. But you can do it. But that's one way that you can be alive. Feeling alive is like, you know, maybe you can't go out and climb that mountain, but you can climb, you know, in your mind, you can, you know, become, what, like a something. What do you want to do? You can do that. You can read about it. You can be successful, and however you want. What am I trying to say? That to become relevant. That's just what's going on in your life. What do you need to learn? You know, we've learned how to do Zoom. We've learned how to work on our computer, and if you're not doing that, then you know, people aren't communicating with you so much. So in our case, we have a lot of people that don't even have computers, or they used to have computers, but the internet was at the library, or, you know, so how do they continue to communicate with people? Well, and then you lose your being alive and being, you know, and your wellness goes down because you get depressed, which is something I wanted to talk about, depression, because that seems to be something that this pandemic has brought on, is that, and depression is a normal emotion, a normal state of mind. So being depressed in itself is not, matter of fact, it's useful, because then you take that time to do the deep dive, you know, the internal, you know, why am I with these people? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And when you're, I don't like that person, why am I hanging around it? Why am I drinking? Why am I doing this? Why am I eating too much? Why am, you know, which you wouldn't necessarily be asking yourself if you weren't depressed. And feeling kind of like, wow, I can do better. Okay, but then you have to get over that. And what was it Dottie tells her client? You know, you get one more bitch and two more moans. And that's it. Then I want to hear something nice. Then I want to hear something good. So, okay, and then somebody will call. And so I use that with my clients too. And so then it's like, okay, that's your bitch. Okay, that's you only have. And then my clients say, oh, I only have one more. And then it's kind of fun, because that breaks it's like, okay, well, you can see the humor in this, and so, you know, it levitates the subject or the mood of what's going on. So it's being in good humor. It really helps too. I mean, I get depressed. I wake up and it's so boring to be depressed. That's what I find. It's like, man, how do I get away from me? I don't want, bleh. So maybe I go for a ride, maybe I go for a walk. Usually I go for a ride. And then go have some ice cream or something. And that helps every time. So let's see, what have was there anything? Oh, ditch the negative talk. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you need any help with that, give me a call. I'll be happy to just talk to you about it. Oh, and I wanted to remind everybody of my personal saying. My belief is I'd rather be happy than right. Being right is a momentary thing. You might be right at this moment, and then like a day later, maybe you're not, I don't know. But you can be happy. You can decide to be happy. And I hope for you all that you make that decision. And let's see. Well, I hope you enjoyed my talk. Thank you so much. Love you all.
Yes. Oh, that wasn't at all the speech she had last night. It's always interesting, you hear the speech she's going to give, then you hear the speech she gave, and then you hear what she thought about it later. And so it becomes quite an interesting thing going on. Do we have any birthdays? We have, yay, Mel. Do we have any other birthdays? Anybody having a birthday coming up this week? Ha ha ha. None? Come on up here, Mel.
All right, Mel.
So, and now, are you feeling in a red mood, a green mood, a blue mood? Or I've got this weird light green mood. So what do you feel like today?
The blue.
The blue. Okay, yeah. That matches. And I want to brag about him. Sean and Mel are these fantastic folks. And what Mel has been doing to make himself even more fantastic is tie-dyeing shirts. And look at that.
This was my first one.
Yeah, this was his first one, and he has been doing some marvelous, marvelous things with his tie-dyeing. So when you see him in a tie-dyed shirt, just walk up and say, "That's great," because it is. Thank you so much, Mel.
I'm almost done getting my website ready.
Yay.
TieDyeJunkyard.com.
Tie-dye junkyard.
To a computer near you soon, hopefully.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Okay. Now, our quick little, this is your birthday song. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Yay! Thank you. One of the things they've said during the pandemic is we're not supposed to sing because it does spread the virus. So we're very limiting here. So usually we have about 3 to 4 songs to sing, but today was just one quick one. Okay, and this is a time, Annie, would you like to do a small prayer for us? We've missed Ann. She hasn't been here for a while, and I was so glad to have her back. And tell us, how was COVID?
How was COVID?
Yeah.
COVID did a lot better than I wanted it to.
Okay, come on up and have a seat, babe.
No, I'm fine. I can stand.
You can stand?
Yeah, I can
Okay,
stand.
then I'll sit.
You can sit, and I will stand. How's that?
I knew one of us was
One of us will do that. Yeah. It's interesting because, on Facebook they give you, you get your memories. And I had things coming up from like 10 years ago that said, I woke up this morning and I felt like a scouring pad had been scrubbed against my throat. Well, that was my first symptom of COVID. So, yeah, 10 years ago. And then it was like, oh my God, am I ever going to get my voice back? Well, I got my voice back a lot more quickly with COVID. So, every day I'm feeling better. you know, my sense of smell is not still 100% back, but it's better than it was. That's good. I'm glad, because I don't know if I'm being offensive to anybody or not. I can't even smell my cat boxes, okay? It's like, I have this aromatherapy bottle that's lavender oil with ylang ylang oil. And if anybody who knows aromatherapy, those are super strong scents. And I keep it at my desk, you know, where I work in my home, and I open it up and I, you know, smell it for, like, you know, calming my energies and helping me to get, oh, I'm a little stressed, I better have some lavender and ylang ylang. And I opened it up like a week and a half ago, and there was absolutely no scent whatsoever.
Wow.
None. But
No, please tell people you've been tested.
I tested negative. I've tested negative. So I'm 3.5 weeks into it. So last week I tested negative. This week I've tested negative. Don't worry about me. I'm not contagious. It's been plenty of time. But it has not been, it's been an interesting journey. So to fully recover, they do say it takes a while. So I'm still tired. I couldn't remember anything. The fog is gone. My sense of humor is back. So, you know, I'm really, in general, I'm well. I mean, even those that saw me last week, I'm better this week than I was last week, right? So it's just getting better. So, you know, anybody who's had a really bad cold, you know those things can hang on for a while. And it just is what it is. And don't worry about me. Like I said, I'm not contagious. And in fact, I would never come in here if I were contagious. That's why I stayed home for over 2 weeks, was because I care about all of you too. I love you all. And the last thing I want to do is get anybody, you know, sick. I would feel terrible. So, you know, but it's done. It's over. I'm just on the completing my recovery. So, and I want to thank you all for your prayers and your love and everything that you've sent me all the way through. And I you know, Corky, it was funny. I have to tell you, it's like when Dottie introduced you as Reverend Charlene, I always think about that time when we were in England. And we were in Cornwall, and I was going to go visit a shop that Corky had already been in, and she had purchased something that she wanted to take back. Now, I've always known her as Corky. I never really knew what her actual, you know, what her legal birth name was. And so she said to me, here's my credit card. Now, did I look at the credit card? No. Here's my credit card. Here's this thing. Would you please bring this back and give me my money? So they said, okay. So I bring it in, I give them the credit card, they take it back, and they said, sign the paper, or sign the, you know, the receipt thing, and I signed it, Charlotte Whitaker. And they accepted it, so I was like, anyway. So that's, I always think about that. It's like, you're Charlene, you're not Charlotte. But close enough. You're Corky. All right, so she's, you know, I'm always on a timer here. So anyway, let's just take a moment and let's have some gratitude for this week and for feeling well and gratitude for the muffins and all the wonderful energy that's here. So let's take a nice deep breath in, close your eyes, and breathe in love, light, joy, gratitude, everything that feels great and light in your world, everything that has to do with wellness, aliveness, love, and kindness. And then hold on to that for 1 second and then let go. Breathe out with a nice And as you breathe out everything that is not in those energies, because although there's nothing wrong with feeling a little down or having a little bit of, you know, stuff like that happening, we all know that, you know, we don't have to hold on to it. I liked what Dottie says, but I also, you know, like what Reverend Dr. Eileen says, which is, it's okay to be depressed. It's okay to feel these feelings. Just don't pitch a tent. And what we say here is that the Creator has always put next to us an imaginary basket, that we can take everything that is less than amazing in our lives and we can put it there and we can just let the Creator take those troubles and transmute them into something wonderful and positive. So one more deep breath in of love, light, and so on. And then out. With a sigh, and put everything into your imaginary basket. Dearest Mother, Father, God, dearest Creator, we give thanks for this day. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for our Mother Nature and for everything beautiful and wonderful in this world. We thank you for our opportunity to be together, both here in person and virtually. We give thanks for the love that you teach us, Creator, the love that you are, and that lives in and through each and every one of us. And every time we breathe in a breath and we feel that feeling of gratitude, we can give thanks that you are with us, Creator, and you are supporting us. We are so grateful for the opportunity to recognize that as we love and as we look at each other lovingly, we're not only looking through your eyes, Creator, but we are also looking into our oneness and recognizing that love and that joy that we all have to share. We have the beauty of our nature. It's as the days are slowly getting longer. We just had, the Candlemas Pass or Imbolc. And we know, thank you for helping us to know that as the days get longer and the sun stays out a little longer, there's so much more energy because the sunshine just brings it to us. Let us walk in kindness and let us give thanks for our first responders. Let's give thanks for everybody that is within us, and let's bless each and every person that we know that is either going through a challenge right now or that is just going through amazing stuff. We want to bless everything. Thank you, Creator, for helping us to do that. And as we go out and have a beautiful and amazing week this week, we know that love is everything that we are. So let that love shine through our eyes, Creator. Thank you. And so we will always have an attitude of gratitude when it comes to you, Creator. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed be, so it is, and amen.
And just take a nice deep breath. I love the sound of Rosalie. Yes. That was, it was that little pitter-pat of life. She is so, and please don't ever think she has to stop moving or being herself. I think that's, I think that's what happens with the kids when they go to church and they're told, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. And then they say, well, I don't know why you don't want to go to church. Well, and so for us, and if any of the rest of you want to get up and run around during prayer, it's okay. Okay, thank you, Jill. And so Annie, our wonderful associate pastor, is going to be passing the basket. Mel, could you possibly help her? And every dollar you donate is a charitable donation. If you didn't receive a statement of how much you paid last year, please let Corky know, and she will take one for you. For those of you pay me automatically from a checking account, they should give you a statement of what you paid last year. Well, one week here. Yes, Ed, are you talking to me?
Just trying to get you a mic.
Oh, I thought my voice was loud enough. I'm sorry.
No,
I can stand up.
oh, the mic can come to you.
This is sexy. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'd like you all to realize what a gift you have in being able to go somewhere like the Billy DeFrank Center that is not judgmental, does not care what your religion is, what you feel about politics, who you're sleeping with, whatever is going on, you are accepted lovingly. We have, as I mentioned before, we've got books in the back. Some of them are religious books. Some of them are non-religious. Some of them are mysteries. If you'd like to make a donation, we'd appreciate it. If you don't want to make a donation, that's okay. Just pick up a bunch of books and take them with you. We have wonderful baked goods that were made by our Rebecca. Rebecca, raise your hand. Yay, yay, thank you. Coffee in the kitchen, and we're going to bless the basket. The blessing is on the back of your program. Would you please join us in saying, "Giving to the ministry from which we receive our spiritual nourishment is an affirmation and hypothesis of the faith. That spirit is lofty power enriching every area of our lives. And so it is. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, Corky. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, all the people who helped us today to be. And thank you, Lincoln. Thank you, Ashley, for being our volunteers. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. We'll see you next week. Wear something excitingly Valentine. And if you want to, you can even put on your, if you're taken or looking, okay? Talk to you later. Have a great week. Bye now.